Big breaking news coming in Prime Minister Security Lab case. The Supreme Court has appointed 4-member committee into Prime Minister Security breach. Justice Indu Malhotra, DG NIA, DG Chandigarh, ADGP Security Punjab are a part of the panel. Registrar General of High Court to submit all the records, the chairperson. That's the latest coming in at the moment. Justice Indu Malhotra is going to be overseeing this particular probe. Remember, it is a court-monitored probe that has come in from the Supreme Court. This was a bench led by CJI and Ramanna. Kamaljeet Sandhu and Manjeet are both with us. First, I want to take this across to Kamaljeet Sandhu. Kamaljeet, big news coming in. This is a court-monitored probe, and we still have to know the timeline of when the probe gets over and they submit their findings to the Supreme Court. But this is going to be an independent probe that is going to be conducted, which is court-monitored, and Justice Indu Malhotra will be overseeing this probe. What more information do we have as far as this committee is concerned?
Chaiti, what is important is that since the entire breach incident had happened, there was a blame game of sorts between the centre as well as the state, each pointing fingers at each other. Each had formed a panel. The state had formed a 2-member panel, and then the centre had formed a 3-member panel. There was a PIL filed in the Supreme Court, and thereafter the matter was held, and they put on hold both these probes. And now a Supreme Court monitored probe will be held under a judge. We've been told DG NIA, there is ADG Punjab, there is Registrar General, there is DG NIA. All these will be part of the panel which will probe into this entire incident and bring to light the lapses which took place leading up to the PM security convoy breach. This is extremely significant because remember, as far as the political blame game of sorts we have seen, particularly the Punjab had been trying to play down the entire incident. We saw centre giving a different version. Our own India Today sting itself shows that there were security lapses which took place under the nose of Punjab police. So clearly all this is now leading up to a panel. The timeline has not been set, but remember, given the importance and significance of this particular breach, it will be done as soon as possible. Considering that they have also said the nominee is going to be either DG NIA or IG NIA. Specifically speaking, this is also on interim charge. So Kuldeep Singh has been holding an additional charge of NIA. He's actually DG CRPF. All that now has to be seen, how the panel is being taken into or looked into. We spoke to Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi earlier, and he had said he welcomes the Supreme Court monitored probe, saying this is obviously a neutral because Punjab government and Punjab police on one hand had cast aspersions regarding the centre, saying they've already made up their mind, they've already blamed Punjab police, and this is simply not acceptable. We've also seen a larger ramification versus what the BJP and the Congress-led government here have been saying, because it is the empty chair rant versus the Prime Minister's security breach. Two of them extremely different from each other. However, because this is a poll-bound state, remember there are ramifications, especially the political ones.
Yes.
Each trying to upstage each other.
Very well said. Of course, there are political reactions because of the political ramifications, given the fact that, as Kamaljeet rightly pointed out, Punjab is a poll-bound state. Let me take this across to Anisha Mathur, our legal eagle. Anisha, when the arguments took place, did the Supreme Court express displeasure at centre's show cause notice to the Punjab officials too?
Well, yes, Chaiti, on Monday we saw the Supreme Court asking the centre why is it that there were show cause notices sent to the state of Punjab officials, including the Chief Secretary and the DGP Punjab, when this particular case was already being heard. Remember the fact that on Friday, the Solicitor General representing the central government had said that they welcome the fact that the Supreme Court is hearing the matter means that there was a very limited scope left then for the government of either at the centre or the state to take any action. And even though the court had on Friday itself said that there would be a stay on the inquiry committee set up by the centre as well as the inquiry committee set up by the state, the state government on Monday informed the court that they were issued notices by the centrally appointed inquiry committee. Now today, once again, the court has very specifically ordered that all other inquiry committees have been stayed. The centre will not take any action against Punjab officials. The Punjab government will also not conduct any probe. And it is the Supreme Court appointed committee now, headed by a retired Supreme Court judge, including senior officials, including the NIA DG as well as the DGP of Chandigarh to ensure that there is...
Apologies about that interruption, but Anisha, we're getting breaking news coming in. Let's cut straight across to the breaking news coming in. Advocates of Supreme Court have received threat calls again on the Prime Minister's security breach case. This time, this has come from a Canadian number. This is the latest coming in. Probably a Khalistani threat again. The advocates of Supreme Court receiving these threat calls. This happened for the second time now on the Prime Minister's security breach case. Let's take this across to our reporters who are still with us. Anisha Mathur with us. Anisha, what kind of links does these calls have? Because we did report earlier about the Khalistani threat as well. This time around, they've received threats from a Canadian number. What more do we know?
Well, Keti, we've gotten this confirmation from some lawyers of the Supreme Court, including a lawyer who is part of the Supreme Court Bar Association Executive Committee, that they have received calls from a number. And multiple lawyers have received calls from a number that is a +90 number, +19 number, which is basically this. It says that it is a number belonging to Canada. And this call, claiming to be from Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, the General Secretary of this banned organization called Sikhs for Justice, this call essentially says that they had warned the Supreme Court to not take the side of the Prime Minister, to not take the side of the Prime Minister and interfere in what is happening. And because the Supreme Court has now interfered, this call claims that on 26 January, some action will be taken. So it is a very clearly the...
Go on, Anisha.
The audio that has come to...
Let's re-establish that connection to Anisha Mathur. I'm requesting the producers to do that for us. I want to also take this across to Kamaljeet Sandhu, who tracks the Ministry of Home Affairs. Kamaljeet, the latest development coming in is on the advocates of Supreme Court receiving the threat calls again on the security breach of the Prime Minister. And this time it's come from a Canadian number. Any word coming in from the Ministry of Home Affairs on this?
See, we've been speaking to both central as well as state sources, especially in the intelligence circles. So they've been saying that this has been going on for quite some time since the formation of SFJ. They have been doing referendum 2020. Then there have been calls which were made. They're sending emails. They try and get data from public domain and then kind of call them. So it's not something which is very specific or new. But saying that SFJ, every time the Prime Minister has gone outside, has managed to gather at least half a dozen or a dozen people who do carry out protest. So state itself trying to downplay this entire thing, saying this is a part of the modus operandi of SFJ, which doesn't have much of the takers. They've tried to radicalize through the ISI, but there aren't much takers. But yes, we've seen incidents of violence take place in the state. This is a matter of concern that this kind of revival of Khalistan is being attempted by the ISI once again. The fact is that there is a threat perception. It's something which is going to be looked into by the panel itself. But yes, given the ramifications, and we've seen whether it's the Supreme Court lawyers who now for the second time have got such phone calls, may send alarm bells ringing in the legal circles, but specifically intelligence saying this is just a red herring of sorts. This is a distraction, that there are no takers or nobody really seems to be threatened by the SFJ. Meanwhile, if you see what MHA has done is, they have declared this as a unlawful association, and yes, Gurpatwant Singh is on the most wanted list, considering that NIA team recently went to Canada and asked them to take action against the group called the SFJ. Itself shows that centre has taken this extremely seriously, and over the years it does seem that SFJ is trying to consolidate and try to radicalize youth and ensure that their tentacles reach several places, including Punjab and Delhi.
Absolutely. Manjeet is also with us. Manjeet, I'm circling back to the breaking news that is coming in. Of course, the development is that the advocates of Supreme Court have received threat calls again on the Prime Minister's security breach. But the Supreme Court right now has also ordered a committee to end up probing, conducting a fair probe on this entire incident. Whatever be the case, there is going to be a huge political ramification that we will see in poll-bound Punjab. At the moment, are we getting any political reactions coming in?
Well, Chaiti, as far as the opposition parties are concerned, they have cornered the Congress government. Let us take, for instance, the BJP's case. BJP has decided to make Prime Minister's security breach issue as a major poll plank, saying that the Punjab government, which is not able to secure the Prime Minister's cavalcade, how it will give security to the common citizens. Opposition Shiromani Akali Dal has also slammed the Congress, and Vikram Majithia, who addressed a press conference yesterday, categorically said that the Punjab government and Punjab police wanted to embarrass the Prime Minister. He particularly said that when a road can be cleared for the Chief Minister, then why it was not done in case of the Prime Minister. The Aam Aadmi Party has also slammed the Punjab government, saying the law and order has collapsed in the state. Captain Amrinder Singh has also termed the incident, saying that this was the this was very serious and this should not have happened. Even one of the Congress leaders and former Punjab Congress Committee Chief Sunil Jakhar said this was against the Punjabiyat and the people of Punjab, and Punjab is known for its hospitality and welcomes everybody whosoever comes to visit the state. So Punjab government is in the dark as far as the Prime Minister's security breach is concerned. Not only on the political basis, but the effects also go against the Punjab government. First, the FIR was registered 18 hours after the incident. There was no mention of the Prime Minister, and the FIR was also registered against the unidentified person. Bharatiya Janata Party.
Anisha is also with us. Anisha, you've been bringing us all the latest developments coming in from the Supreme Court on this huge development that is coming in at the moment. We're also flashing across our screens the committee that has been ordered by the Supreme Court, who all are going to be a part of the committee as well. And also this committee, Anisha, if you could explain to our viewers, they will be suggesting the safeguards perhaps required to ensure the safety of the Prime Minister, and will serve as a blueprint perhaps going forward as well, isn't it?
Well, Chetty, that is the expectation. What the court has asked this committee to do is not only probe into what happened in this particular incident, what kind of lapses happened that allowed the Prime Minister's convoy to be placed in such a situation, and in addition to also suggest measures so that something like this does not happen again. What kind of safeguards can be put in place? That is something that this committee will be looking into. So when this committee report comes in, and because remember, it is going to be very important to see what this committee says, because officials of the NIA as well as the senior police official, that is a DGP level officer, the DGP of Chandigarh will be part of this particular committee. The ADGP Security of Punjab will be part of this committee. So at the central and the state level, both will be represented.
All right, let's reestablish that connection right there to Anisha Mathur. In fact, let's get you what really happened on 5th of Jan in Firozpur in Punjab as well in just about a bit. But before that, let's take this across to Kamaljeet Sandhu, who is joining us. All right, let's take you first through what happened on 5th of Jan in Firozpur in Punjab, and then go over to our battery of reporters who are standing by to get you more information on this story.
It was supposed to be the Prime Minister's first rally in Punjab after the 3 farm laws were revoked. The rally in Firozpur was also seen as kickstarting the BJP's campaign in poll-bound Punjab.
ये कार्यक्रम को हम पोस्टपोन कर रहे हैं और फिर आने वाले दिनों में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इच्छा रखी है कि आप सबके बीच में वो अवश्य आएंगे.
But in a major breach to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's security, the convoy had to stop on a flyover for 20 minutes, after it was found that some protesters were blocking the highway. This happened 30 kilometers away from National Martyrs Memorial in Hossainiwala in Punjab. The original plan was for Prime Minister Modi to travel by helicopter from Bhatinda, but due to bad weather, it was decided that he would go by road. According to the Home Ministry, the PM embarked on the road trip after the DGP Punjab confirmed necessary security arrangements. But midway on a flyover, Prime Minister's convoy had to make an abrupt stop after protesters blocked the road. After a 20-minute wait, the Prime Minister's convoy returned to Bhatinda Airport. At Bhatinda, the Prime Minister took a pot shot at the Congress government, telling airport officials to thank CM Channi that he had got back alive. What makes this breach extremely serious is the fact that Prime Minister is a maximum security protectee. His convoy path is sanitized in advance, and any unplanned stops by convoy is banned. With Kamaljeet Sandhu and Manjeet Sehgal in Punjab, Bureau Report, India Today.
And the latest updates coming in. We're tracking the story for you viewers. This is the latest coming in from the Supreme Court on the Prime Minister's security lapse case, defining our news agenda. Supreme Court appointing 4-member committee into Prime Minister's security breach. Our top story right now, Justice Indu Malhotra, DG or nominee NIA, DG Chandigarh, ADGP Security, Punjab are a part of the panel. Registrar General of High Court to submit all the records to the chairperson. Our battery of reporters are bringing you up to speed with the very latest development. First, let's go over to Anisha Mathur. Anisha, encapsulate all that transpired in the Supreme Court today. Over to you.
Well, Chelsea, a very short hearing today as the Chief Justice's bench has read out its verdict. Now, remember, on Monday, after taking note of all the arguments from all sides, the court had said that they would be setting up a committee. And today, this five-member committee has been set up with former Supreme Court Judge Indu Malhotra as the chairperson, including 4 officials. This is the DG NIA, the DGP of Chandigarh, the ADGP of Punjab government, as well as the Registrar General of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. What is also important is that the Supreme Court has expressed its very dissatisfaction at how this entire situation has played out. The court has said that given taking note of the arguments presented from all sides, we believe that a one-sided probe will not be proper in this particular situation, that this situation needs an impartial judicial probe and including senior officials who are aware of how the probe process works. So these are very, very crucial observations from the Apex Court, given how this entire, for the last few days, we've seen statements coming from the centre as well as from the Punjab government, the kind of arguments we saw in the court itself, where the centre and the Punjab government had pointed fingers at each other. And now the Supreme Court saying that there needs to be an impartial probe into not only what happened, but also the terms of the reference of this particular panel include the responsibility to give recommendations on what should be done so that something like this does not happen again. So while this panel will be looking into what exactly happened on January 5th, what kind of lapses were there, what kind of communication happened between the Punjab Police Forces and the SPG, which was responsible for the Prime Minister's security. It will also look into possible suggestions on what can be done to enhance the the security preparedness, not just of the Prime Minister, but also other constitutional functionaries who
Re-establish the connection right there to Anisha Mathur in just about a bit, but this is an order that was passed by Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana and Justices Surya Kant and Hema Kohli. This was on a plea seeking a court-monitored probe into the alleged security breach during Prime Minister Modi's Punjab visit, and all of whatever comes out of this particular probe panel report also will have huge political repercussions, because remember, Punjab is now going into polls too. Manjeet Sehgal with us. Manjeet, there's going to be huge political ramifications that will follow no matter what the report ends up saying on and whatever the finding of the report is on ground. You will see ahead of the Punjab election a lot of political repercussions.
Yes, indeed, Chati. Bharatiya Janata Party has decided to make Prime Minister's security breach as a major foul playing, saying that the state government, which cannot secure the cavalcade of the Prime Minister, how it will secure the common citizen. So this is how Bharatiya Janata Party has decided to make and raise this issue during the assembly elections. Not only the Aam Aadmi Party, but other parties as well, be it the Punjab Lok Congress of Captain Amrinder Singh, be it the Shiromani Akali Dal, or be it the Aam Aadmi Party, all has decided to raise this issue during the elections, as security is a primary concern. Punjab happens to be a border state which shares a huge border with the hostile neighbor Pakistan, where infiltration bids and smuggling of arms and ammunition is a commonplace. Remember, drones have entered up to 15 kilometers in Punjab. The Punjab police has arrested at least 8 terrorists during the past week. 6 were arrested in Nawaz Shahar 3 days back, and 2 were arrested in Moga with huge cache of arms and ammunition. So security has been a primary concern, and Captain Amrinder Singh has been raising this issue and has termed the Charanjit Singh Channi government as inefficient, saying the Home Minister Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa had no experience to handle the Home Department. That is why a breach took place, was reported in Prime Minister's security. And besides these political ramifications, there are some glaring facts that have also
absolutely. So I want all of you to stay back with us, because you all are getting us all the latest updates and developments as well. For now, thanks very much. But India Today's explosive special investigation into the breach in Prime Minister's security has now ended up sending up shockwaves across the political spectrum, after it was revealed that Punjab police gave minute-to-minute details of the protesters blocking Prime Minister's route to their superiors, and yet no action was taken. Top ministers of Modi government have cornered Congress-led Punjab government, demanding answers. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, speaking to India Today, said that this was a deliberate attempt to sabotage Prime Minister's life. Union Minister Prahlad Joshi took to Twitter, saying that nefarious plot to sabotage Prime Minister's life stands to be exposed. Punjab Minister Rajkumar Verka, speaking on the sting operation, said the entire incident is being inflated to hide the fact that Prime Minister's rally was a flop show.
साजिश के सूत्रधारों के सूपड़े बेनकाब हो रहे हैं, और आज तक और इंडिया टुडे का जो स्टिंग हुआ है उससे बहुत दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो गया है। और जिस तरह से अनफॉर्चुनेटली कांग्रेस पार्टी जो वहाँ पर सरकार में है, इस पूरे के पूरे मुद्दे पर, इस पूरे के पूरे सुरक्षा के मामले पर लीपापोती करने की कोशिश करती रही, लोगों को गिनाती रही कि साहब यहाँ पे जो है वो प्रधानमंत्री जी की सुरक्षा पर किसी तरह का कोई खतरा नहीं था। उससे भी महत्वपूर्ण है कि आप देश को गिना रहे थे कि आप वहाँ कुर्सियाँ कम थी। अरे तुम कुर्सियाँ गिना रहे थे, देश तुम्हारी करतूतें गिन रहा था, क्रिमिनल करतूतें। और आज तक और इंडिया टुडे ने जो स्टिंग किया है, उसके बाद तो इनको मुँह छिपाने की जगह नहीं है इनके लिए।
मैं आज तक को धन्यवाद दूंगा कि उन्होंने सत्य को उद्घाटित किया है और देश के सामने एक सच को लाने का साहस दिखाया है। अपनी जिम्मेदारी से बचने के लिए, अपनी विफलताओं का पर्दा डालने के लिए ऐसा धृष्टतापूर्ण बयान देना, मुझे लगता है कि अब पंजाब की जनता के सामने सब कुछ स्पष्ट हो गया है, और इसके लिए मैं इंडिया टुडे और आज तक ग्रुप दोनों को इसके लिए बधाई और धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ।
बात का बतंगड़ बनाया जा रहा है, सच तो ये है, वो स्वीकार करना चाहिए बीजेपी वालों को कि पंजाब में उनकी रैली फेल हुई है। 70,000 आपने कुर्सियां लगाई, 700 बंदा वहां पहुंचा नहीं, तो प्रधानमंत्री ने एड्रेस कहां करने जाना था? आपकी राह क्या कर रही थी? आपकी इंटेलिजेंस क्या कर रही थी? आपकी आईबी क्या कर रही थी? कि ये सियासी नाटकबाजी है। आपको कोई खतरा नहीं था, आपकी रैली फेल हुई, पंजाब के ऊपर ठीकरा फोड़ना बंद करो।
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति जो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार ने चन्नी साहब की समय में पंजाब ने देखी है, इससे खराब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति शायद ही कभी पंजाब में हुई हो। प्रधानमंत्री की प्रॉक्सिमेट सिक्योरिटी यानी कि उनके आसपास की सिक्योरिटी एसपीजी की होती है जिम्मेदारी, और उसके बियॉन्ड की जो सिक्योरिटी होती है वो सूबे की सरकार की जिम्मेदारी होती है। तो पूरे सिक्योरिटी एपरेटस को कहीं ना कहीं हमें देख के समझ के एक निष्पक्ष जांच होगी, उसी में सामने आएगा कि क्या सिक्योरिटी लैप्स था और क्यों हुआ।
Slipping to a break. When we return, India Today's special investigation that reveals Punjab police knew about